tale of Bloody Mary is one of the most famous and frightening urban legends in the world. Many kids have heard the story and even tried calling her name in front of a mirror to see if she appears. But where did this scary story come from, and why is it so popular? Let's dive into the creepy facts behind the legend of Bloody Mary and discover why she continues to haunt our imaginations. Number 1. The origins of Bloody Mary. The story of Bloody Mary has been told for centuries, but no one knows exactly where it started. Some believe it comes from old European folklore, where people told tales of ghosts and spirits that could be summoned. Others think it might be linked to real historical figures named Mary, who had tragic or bloody pasts. One theory is that the legend is connected to Queen Mary I of England, also known as Bloody Mary. She ruled in the 1500s and was known for her harsh rule and for having many people executed during her reign. Some believe her angry spirit lives on and can be summoned through the mirror ritual. 2. The mirror ritual. The most famous part of the Bloody Mary legend is the ritual to summon her. Kids all over the world have tried it, usually at sleepovers or during Halloween. The ritual involves standing in front of a mirror in a dark room, usually with a candle, and saying Bloody Mary 3 times or more while looking into the mirror. According to the legend, if you do this correctly, the ghostly image of Bloody Mary will appear in the mirror. Some say she will be a terrifying figure, covered in blood, and might even try to reach out and grab you. This ritual has been a source of both excitement and fear for many generations. 3 variations of the legend. The Bloody Mary story has many different versions. In some tales, she appears as a beautiful woman who slowly turns into a scary ghost. In others, she is always covered in blood and looks very angry. Some stories say she was a witch or a vengeful spirit who was wronged and now seeks revenge on anyone who calls her name. Different countries and cultures have their own twists on the Bloody Mary legend. In Japan, there is a similar story about a ghost called Hanako-san, who haunts school bathrooms. In Mexico, there's the tale of La Llorona, a weeping woman who searches for her lost children and appears in mirrors. These variations show how the idea of a ghostly woman haunting mirrors is a common fear around the world. 4. Real-life influences. While the Bloody Mary legend is mostly a spooky story, it might be inspired by real-life events and people. One possible influence is Mary Worth, a woman who was accused of being a witch and executed during the Salem witch trials in the late 1600s. Some believe her angry spirit could be the one that appears in mirrors. Another theory is that the legend comes from a practice called katoptromancy, an old method of fortune-telling using mirrors. People in ancient times believed mirrors could show the future or reveal spirits. This idea of mirrors being magical and mysterious might have helped shape the Bloody Mary story. Number 5. The science behind the scare. While the Bloody Mary ritual can be very frightening, there's a scientific explanation for why people might see her in the mirror. When you stare into a mirror in a dimly lit room for a long time, your eyes can play tricks on you. This is called the Troxler effect, where your brain starts to ignore some of the details in your reflection and fills in the gaps with spooky images. Your imagination and the power of suggestion also play a big role. If you believe that Bloody Mary will appear, your mind might make you see things that aren't really there. This is why the legend continues to be so scary and why so many people claim to see Bloody Mary when they try the ritual. 6. The fear factor. The Bloody Mary legend is so popular because it taps into some of our deepest fears. Fear of the dark, fear of mirrors, and fear of ghosts. Mirrors have always been seen as mysterious and magical objects. In many cultures, they are believed to be portals to other worlds or ways to see into the future. The idea of summoning a ghostly figure in a mirror is both thrilling and terrifying. Kids love to challenge each other to try the Bloody Mary ritual because it's a way to test their bravery. Even though it's scary, the excitement of seeing if Bloody Mary will appear keeps the legend alive. 7. Bloody Mary in pop culture. The story of Bloody Mary has appeared in many movies, TV shows, and books. It has been featured in horror films like Candyman and TV shows like Supernatural. These stories often add new twists to the legend, making Bloody Mary even more frightening and famous. In books, the Bloody Mary story is told and retold, sometimes as a warning to be careful with what you wish for or to respect the spirits. These adaptations help keep the legend alive in our culture and make sure that Bloody Mary continues to scare new generations. 8. How to avoid summoning Bloody Mary. For those who are too scared to try the Bloody Mary ritual, there are some ways to avoid summoning her. Some people believe that not looking into mirrors at night or keeping a light on can prevent her from appearing. Others think that saying a prayer or carrying a good luck charm will protect you from her. The best way to stay safe is to simply not try the ritual at all. Even though it's tempting to test the legend, it's better to enjoy the story from a safe distance. Remember, it's just a tale meant to give you a good scare and isn't real. 9. Lessons from the legend. The Bloody Mary story teaches us about the power of imagination and the importance of being careful with what we believe. It shows how a simple mirror can become a portal to our fears and how stories can spread and grow over time. Even though the legend is spooky, it's also a fun way to learn about history and different cultures. Whether you believe in Bloody Mary or not, her story is a reminder of how powerful and magical our imaginations can be. 10. The magic of scary stories. The legend of Bloody Mary is just one of many scary stories that have been passed down through generations. These tales help us face our fears and explore the unknown. They bring us together, whether we're sharing them around a campfire or daring each other to look into a mirror. Scary stories like Bloody Mary remind us that it's okay to be scared sometimes, and that facing our fears can be an adventure. So the next time you hear a spooky story, remember the magic it holds and the thrill of the unknown.